This community meeting back out here live is set to start at 6 o'clock tonight in a matter of minutes. But as I showed you, this whole line of people waiting to get inside, they'll each have 2 minutes to speak. And again, just to be a listening session here, to have their voices heard and to rebuild trust and faith here in the community. I want to bring in ABC 15's Carla Navarrete with even more. You've been out here with us all afternoon today, both out at that apartment complex and now here at the church. You've spoken with a lot of people here today.
We were approached earlier by a gentleman. His name is Kim Baker, and he said he had a very similar situation to the one that we just saw with the Harper family. A very well-composed gentleman telling us that he did a lot of research. It was a situation with Phoenix Police and his son. His son is now on a scholarship going to play basketball out of state. He says he knows the police chief. He actually received a letter where the chief apologizes for their situation. We want to go ahead and show you a little bit of what Kim Baker told us just a few minutes ago. We'll go ahead and play that.
She can only do what we as a community will come together and support her efforts to do. This is a platform for us to come. Frustrations are welcomed here. I don't think she's ever denied there's going to be frustrations, but she's willing to put herself out there to hear the frustrations in the community concerning the police department that she supervises from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, and one key thing that Kim Baker also told me is that, he believes the majority of the Phoenix Police Department officers have sworn to uphold and protect the community, and he firmly believes that. He says, I'm not trying to say this is a blanket statement against all Phoenix police officers, but there are a few he believes who need to be reassessed, and he believes in the chief. He says he was satisfied with the letter that he received from the chief, but at the same time, he also believes there's some changes that need to come about, and this is that perfect opportunity where the chief is open to listening and to addressing those issues. Again, not a blanket statement against Phoenix Police, but more than anything, letting her know exactly where there's some issues within the police department.
Yeah, I think what we're hearing out here today is a lot of personal stories, a lot of people that are sharing their experiences and hoping that looking at this as a bigger picture, they can bring it all together, make things better, rebuild trust, and then also bring this department into more of a modern policing strategy. We talked a lot about having those body cameras as well, and having those cameras on all the officers as early as August. They had talked about that happening in December and now bumped that date up into August, and then specifically hearing from the mayor and saying they want that in this specific precinct right away so that they can get that that accountability brought back to this community as well.
And when they do bring the body cameras, one of the things that the mayor did say is that those are going to the precincts. That doesn't necessarily mean that every single officer will have a body camera, but there will be a set at each precinct at their disposition and availability for them to have those come August.
Yeah, for a long time, and you've been here reporting on this story for a long time as well. One of the big things that was talked about for so long was, do you take money to hire more officers, or do you spend that money on body cameras? And that was a big discussion for a long time, and then that finally moving forward and them spending $5 million to get the cameras out there. That was the big thing that was brought up across the country as well, is where's the body camera video from this particular incident? They were not wearing them at that particular time, and that's why it took people in the community to lift up their phones to record their own video to show what was happening out here, and then sparking all of this. I want to set the scene again for you, for those of you just joining us, and show you the live pictures out here. All of these people joining in our community. Room for 2,500 people out there this evening to have their voices heard. There is no end time for this event here tonight, so people will have plenty of time and a chance to make their voices heard. But again, 2 minutes for each person and no end to this meeting. Let's listen in. Earlier today,